And we are live. Welcome to another Super Galactic Saturday. I'm Jerry Sr. with Jerry Jr.
Good morning.
And it's another beautiful Saturday, uh, day after 4th of July. I hope you guys had a great holiday for those that celebrate the 4th of July. I hope you had a good, safe holiday. I know I did. We just sat here at home and ate barbecue and watched movies. So and just
Sounds
chilled
like
out. So
4th of July to me.
yeah, it was just chill. We didn't go anywhere, and whatever fireworks we saw was coming from our neighbors. So we didn't
Whatever
do any fire.
fireworks I saw were probably illegal. Not
Yeah.
because
Oh,
they
I
were.
would say most of them were. Yeah.
Yeah. I always say that because I was at the Anime Expo
Yes. Yes.
yesterday, and they were shooting fireworks downtown, and skyscrapers are not the best place for fireworks.
I would say probably not. Right.
Yeah, it was
I mean, maybe to watch them from your
yeah to watch them, but
high-rise
they were like
apartment.
shooting them right next to high rises and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably not a good idea.
It's not safe.
Especially skyrockets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's a little bit much. Yeah. Yeah. That's LA, man. LA is full of idiots that love fireworks. And
Yeah.
we tend to get it like it starts 4th of July in Southern California, especially in this part of LA, starts in like March, and it will end in probably late September, right? Because people start
Hmm.
popping fireworks, and it's probably a lot of just kids, teenagers, whatever, that get a hold of this stuff, and they're
Most
just
definitely.
popping them, and they're putting them inside of 2 liter bottles, plastic bottles, and so they get a big boom, and or inside of a garbage dumpster, and it's like every, probably once or twice a week, you hear a big pop or boom or pop 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 pop, and you know it's not gunfire, right?
Oh yeah.
so so it's funny, man. LA is a trip. Like it's like as liberal and progressive as people perceive LA, which most of that is San Francisco and Los Angeles. It's not really all of California. It's like, but yet one of the most, sort of libertarian esque things you'll ever see in LA is on the 4th of July, where everybody and their mama is popping fireworks, and they're all of them are probably illegal fireworks. Like like there's literal laws and regulations on the books that bans like those little, what are they called, the big fire M80s, whatever, stuff like that. Like, and yet you hear it constantly. They're like,
Yeah.
we don't care about these laws. We don't, we're gonna do it anyway. And so it's kind of funny, like on that front. Like as much as I hate it because it's kind of annoying to hear it, like outside of the 4th of July, to
Hmm.
constantly hear firecrackers and but at the same time, it's nice to see, okay, people are rebelling against regulations like bureaucratic, encroachment, so to speak, right? But it'd be nice if they did it where it actually matters, like your actual, like lockdowns, masks, distancing, getting a jab or you get fired, like, and some people did, to their credit. Most of those people lived in Orange County, but the people in LA County didn't really push back quite enough, in my opinion. So, but yeah, it's kind of funny. LA is living, contradiction, so to speak. So, but thank God for today. Any day above ground is a good day. So happy to be here, happy to be alive, and happy that you guys are joining us today. We appreciate it. And we're going to watch a few trailers. There's quite a few that came out, and I know there's one in particular we want to talk about that you met someone at the con, and they have a project coming out, and it's
Yeah. So unfortunately, there's not a trailer for it yet,
yeah,
but I did find out because Anime Expo is where they announce a lot of new shows and stuff like that.
right, right.
And two of the things that they announced that I was really excited for was first off, Mecha Missionary mentioned it earlier. We're getting a new Fist of the North Star remake next year in 2026. So
That's
that
gonna be
is gonna
crazy
be super hype. I'm super excited.
if they do it right.
I mean, yeah, if they do it right, but based off of the teaser poster, I mean, we're off to a good start. Granted, it's just a teaser poser, but still, I mean, it looks like a duck and quacks like a duck so far. So,
All right, we'll see. I'm
there
hopeful
we're
because that
supposed
would
to
be
be
cool.
getting more news today. So, um, and I think the official teaser is supposed to be coming out 3 days later. I don't know.
Yeah,
We'll see. We'll see. I'm I don't know. I've got goosebumps. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah. I mean, that would be epic, especially updating the animation, the visual effects, things like that.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
that alone. Like you really don't have to update much else so far as the story, the script, the dialogue. It's really just the visuals that will be, you know, awesome, right? Like, to get just updated, fresh, clean, But we'll see. I hope the same passion that went into the original is poured into this one. So that, it really shines through. It's like that would be an epic masterpiece, right?
Yeah, we'll
But
see. I'm fingers crossed. That's all I could really say. But
yeah,
another
yeah,
thing that they had a booth for that I was really interested in was actually a movie uh directed by Gayaburo Sugi, who's a really famous anime director, and he was known for working on Night on the Galactic Railroad, and Arashi no Yoruni. They're both one of them's a kids movie,
yeah,
and a few others. He worked on Astro Boy in the '60s. He's been on a bunch of shows, and it's being another big name behind it. One of the producers is Masao Maruyama, who happens to be the co-founder of Madhouse as well as the founder of Mappa and Studio M2.
yeah.
So there's some big names
That's
behind
exciting.
it.
Yeah, the
But what
Mappa is the one that does Attack on Titan.
I believe so, yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
they did it. They did, and that animation, Listen, well, you like the story or not? I like the story. That the visuals, the animation on Attack on Titan is amazing. Especially the action
I agree.
scenes. They're actually fighting the Titans. It's just amazing. Like that's some of the best animated action you'll ever see. Like it's incredible. It's absolutely beautiful. So
Absolutely.
so that's exciting knowing that they're part of this project. What's the name of it? How do you pronounce it? Do you know?
So it's called uh Infinda, and
Infinda. Okay.
yeah, and so Infinda is a movie. It's gonna be an animated movie that takes place uh within the. It's an exploration of the Congo religion mythology. So just for give you a basic rundown, Infinda is basically the afterlife, or this force that's connected to like the spirit world and stuff like that in the afterlife in the Congo mythology and stuff like that. So, and there's different
Yeah.
parts of it that represent birth, maturity, death, and conception and whatnot.
Interesting.
And so the forest is a manifestation of that. So that's what
Right.
Infinite is about. And if you look at the art, what a lot of people will notice is that it's very much Ghibli inspired. And
Yeah, I was going to say that it has that feel to it. Yeah.
yeah, and to my understanding,
It makes
from
me think of my neighbor Totoro.
I was gonna say
Like,
Princess
especially,
Mononoke just because of the forest and whatnot.
well, I was looking at the figure at the top. Like
Oh
that
yeah,
makes
the
me
big
that makes
Mononoke,
me
yeah.
think of that. Yeah.
Fair enough, yeah. But yeah, and so that's from what I spoke to, from based on the information what I got from the people that I spoke to. Some of the people did work with Studio Ghibli, so
Oh, interesting.
yeah,
Okay, so
so that
that's.
makes a lot of
I mean,
sense.
this is all like positive things. So hopefully it'll be really good and like a really solid story, really entertaining.
Yeah.
It makes me think of because I read like the brief synopsis and it's like Wizard of Oz in Africa. Like it kind of
Mm.
has that feel. Being sort of pulled into this whole other world and it's enchanted and magical. You know, um, two little girls, and no doubt. they'll probably meet up with other characters, allies and enemies, right? And,
Yeah, yeah.
trying to get back home, right? So it's like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what came to my mind initially. It was like, oh, it's kind of this Wizard of Oz type of deal, right?
Well, one of the other
So,
cool things that I learned about this project is that the co-director is actually Arthel Isom. And if you're not familiar with Arthel Isom, he owns the first and only
oh
black-owned
yeah,
Japan animation
Anime
studio.
Studio. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
And
I've heard of him.
they've done some pretty good. Done some pretty good stuff, to my
Didn't
understanding.
they
And
do
they,
the Yakusei samurai series on Netflix? Wasn't that them?
that
Yakusei.
I don't. Oh, Yasuke.
Yeah, Yasuke. Yeah, I'm saying it wrong.
No worries. How you gonna pronounce the black man's name wrong? No, but
But
in all seriousness, that I actually don't know. I don't think so. They did
I
work.
I
They
think
did
they did.
provide some animation for One Piece. They did the music video. They did a music video for the weekend.
Yeah, that's right.
They worked on animation for the Gintama movie and Star Wars Visions. If you're familiar with that,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. So they worked on a lot of stuff, and it's pretty cool that they're collaborating. Like I said, it's a lot of really cool big names attached to this project. So I'm really interested to see how this turns out, especially it being a movie based off of African mythology. So
yeah.
nice.
And actually, the Yakusei was done by Mappa Studio,
Yeah, that's what I
and
thought.
it was
Yeah,
directed by LaShawn Thomas, who did
Cannon
Cannon
Busters.
Busters.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
so that's
right.
kind of interesting. Yeah, so my bad, my mistake.
No worries. Yeah, so we'll see how it turns out. I'm excited for it. Hopefully, it's really good.
I hope so. Do you
Absolutely.
know if it's something that's meant for, given that it has that Studio Ghibli feel?
Well, I imagine it's gonna be a
It,
family movie.
yeah, that's what I
Uh,
was gonna say. Is it family oriented or is it,
there's
going to be on
nothing
the
about
darker
it
side?
that screams out to me that it's not.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay.
and like I said, so far they've only showed off concept art and key art.
Yeah. Right.
Well, I don't
Right.
think
So
we're gonna get a
it's
trailer
still
till
in
next year.
production. It's like early stages production,
Yeah.
basically. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So we'll see
Nice.
what happens. But yeah, let us know if you guys are excited for it, Infinda, and let us know what movies, what kind of because this is based off of the what's it called, Congolese mythology or
Okay.
whatever. Let us know what other types of African stories that you would like to see movies of as well. Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to find out. I'd love to know. 'Cause I'm sure there's millions of stories
Oh, for
that
sure.
have not yet to be heard or discovered. So
Absolutely.
that'd be quite fascinating. Uh, like the key is it going to be good? And so far, you got great talent behind it. That's a big plus. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
and the key art looks really nice. So that looks really cool. So I'm hopeful. That'd be nice. Nice to see something different. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's got some big names behind it, but of course, that's not necessarily um,
It's not a
automatic
guarantee.
success. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I say that as a gamer with a lot of experience with being disappointed by legendary producers. If
Yeah.
anybody
Yeah.
remembers Keiji Inafune's mishap with Mighty Number Nine, or what's his name, Yu Suzuki's mishap with um, Shenmue 3, and what's the other one? Yuji Naka, he's the guy who made Sonic with Balan Wonderland and stuff like that. Legendary developers. I mean, Keiji Inafune invented Mega Man. Yuji Naka created Virtua Fighter and Shenmue. Um, but they're not infallible. I guess is my point.
Yeah. Right. It's all about, at the end of the day, it's about a good story, and you can put all beautiful production behind something like the visuals, but if it's not a story that resonates with people, that people love, um, they respond to, that's kind of where the rubber meets the road. You got to
Yeah,
tell a good story, no matter how much flashiness is behind it, right? The story just has to be good. So hopefully the story is good. It's it'll be well produced, and you know people will go, hey, that was memorable. I like it, and hopefully it'll lead to more, right? Because if this is successful, we get more of it, right?
yeah. Although
So
with Shenmue, it was pretty egregious. Like it wasn't just the story was bad. The story was bad. It was like the entire game was just
yeah,
like awful. Like
yeah,
imagine watching Kung Fu Panda 1 and 2, and then we immediately just get Kung Fu Panda 4. Like that's how
yeah.
bad it was.
That would have been a huge letdown. Yeah, and with gaming, it's far more. There's far more to it than just the story, too. That's the thing. There's
Yeah,
game
for sure.
mechanics and everything, execution, and graphics, and it's like there's so many more levels to it than just the story, right? So it's like you really can't. It's hard. It's like that's a big deal to mess up on all those fronts, versus just telling a story. It's like, yeah, you dropped the ball, bro. But yeah, we'll see. So I want to stay positive with this one, um, and
For
hope for the
sure.
best. But yeah, let's get to some trailers. The first one I wanted to touch on was one I was a bit surprised to see. Um, it's a trailer for a Disney series called Eyes of Wakanda, and you know, I don't know. I don't know about you. Um, I'm kind of Wakanda'd out after the last movie. I'm a bit, you know. But let's take a look at it and see
Okay.
see
Let me
what it's
save my
about.
puns for after this.
Yeah, say yeah. Save the best for last.
Wakanda is a kingdom of many secrets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's only 30
That was
seconds.
shorter than I expected.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
just a
right.
teaser.
I mean,
Visually,
right.
it looks beautiful. I'll say that up front. Like that
So that's what
looks
I was
really
gonna
nice.
say. Is one thing I do appreciate is that Wakanda in this, like, just within this 30 seconds, this Wakanda looks way better than the Wakanda that they've been showing in the
It
movies.
does. It
So,
looks majestic, right?
well,
It
yeah,
looks like a place you
it's
actually want to go to,
it's not
right?
skyscrapers that they threw
Yeah,
grass
there's
roofs top
some
on top of.
LUTs on and like
Yeah.
some filters, and
So one of the
you know,
things that bothered me was the Wakanda just looked dirty. I don't know how else to say
yeah,
it, but it's
yes,
like
yes.
it didn't look like a futuristic city,
No, it
like a
did not.
futuristic African city.
It
It
looked
looked
like a
like they took.
modern city, like 20th century Detroit. That's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Like even the scene, I don't know if you remember the scene when they were in the city. It was two scenes where towards the beginning they were in the city, then at the end, and each time the buildings behind them had graffiti on.
Are you what? What?
I'm telling you, they had graffiti on the buildings.
Oh my
It's
god!
like what
Why?
the hell? How do you what?
How did this?
I gotta
How did this
find that
black
clip.
utopia?
I'll find it.
You can't have a black utopia without graffiti, Dan.
Without
That's just.
you can't have anything black without hip hop music playing and blaring somewhere and graffiti apparently, right? Like
Okay. So,
it's yeah.
but
So yeah,
what bothers me is that there's like genuinely really cool African architecture that they could have taken inspiration from, but they clearly didn't. They just made
it's
L.A.
made a city. Yeah,
but like
exactly. Yeah,
through grass roofs on top of the skyscrapers for some reason. Because yeah, that makes sense architecturally, and it's just weird. It's just it just doesn't make any sense, which is weird because
yeah.
they.
See, look at this. That looks beautiful.
Yeah,
Right? I mean,
like I
that
get
looks
it.
like
If you wanted to portray a city that was that was in tune with nature, there was a million other ways they could have did it besides what they did in the movies. But this looks way better.
Yeah, this looks really cool. So I'm loving the I give them credit. Their animation for these animated series, like what was the other one? Man, I keep forgetting the name of it. When they did the alternate universe stuff, right, with Doctor Strange, and
Oh,
those
the
are
Marvel
actually,
What If series.
yeah, what if? Thank you. Yeah, those are good. Like the animation looked really cool. Visually, it was nice, and this is even better. Like this looks better than that, right? Like it's far more refined. The character designs are pretty nice, highly stylized, obviously,
Yeah,
but it's a nice stylization. It looks visually, it looks quite nice. It looks beautiful. So I like this. Like that looks really cool. You know. Uh, so yeah, I mean, hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully it's a good story. It looks like it's not going to focus on like T'Challa himself. It's probably going to be like side characters and background characters, stuff like that. Maybe a lot of Dora Milaje stuff. That's fine. I mean, so we'll see. But yeah, I mean, this is only 30 seconds, and I'm like, this looks pretty awesome. Like,
yeah. I also
visually, it
like
looks
the
beautiful.
character designs and stuff like that,
Yeah, I
and
mean, it looks
really
really
looks awesome.
solid. So hopefully it'll be good. Hopefully be objectively good.
Yeah,
Like a good story. So, but yeah, more power to them if it is. So, because if it's good, that means it'll be successful. If it's successful, they'll make more, right? But the problem is, what I foresee is because Disney has burned so many bridges with the fans, with the audience. A lot of folks probably aren't going to tune in. They may not give it a shot. Um, so
well, we'll see what happens.
yeah, we'll see. I mean, and I'm thinking like with other, you know, recently Ironheart, right? It's like even though yeah, that's still objectively bad, but still, um, it's like I wonder what the viewership has been for that, and other shows, before. It's like I don't think they have a good track record. I think it's been in decline. So we'll see, but yeah, so far looks nice. It
Yeah, let
really
us
does.
know in the comments whether you guys are excited for the new Wakanda series.
And more trailers to come. This one was a bit. I don't know. Should I be surprised?
I don't know
Maybe,
what you
maybe
I don't
not.
know what you're talking about. So,
It's the Cat in the Hat. Uh,
oh,
we've
listen,
already.
if it looks better than the first Cat in the Hat movie, then
Well,
I'm
it's
not
it's
gonna.
actually animated. It's not like
Oh,
live
well,
action.
thank
Like
goodness.
yeah. Thank God for that. To their credit, it's not a live action. Um, I don't know. Whoever, listen, I understand there's probably some young people that grew up watching the Cat in the Hat movie with Mike Myers or the
Dad,
Grinch
I
movie.
grew up with the Cat in the Hat movie with Mike
Yeah,
Myers, and I hated it.
yeah, it's garbage. I mean, I've seen comments though, and I know they're probably younger people, and they were like, "Oh, Mike Myers was the OG Cat in the Hat," and I had to correct them and go, "Bro, no, he was not."
Whoa,
Like, I
whoa.
had to share the original animated,
That
movie
sounds
short,
awful. That's
which
that's child
was
abuse.
completely based off the book, right? Like, they, it's yeah, it's kind of sad that they think that's the standard.
Yeah.
Mike
Because here's
Myers.
the thing. Here's the problem: is that they thought because they did it, it worked with Jim Carrey, it would work with I don't know Mike Myers for some reason. But the thing is, Jim Carrey is a method actor, and he's like, he
Well,
just
he's good.
not only. I mean, obviously he's good, but he has the Well,
But
Mike
but
Myers is not a
listen,
bad actor, but he's
no,
not
but
like.
listen, I don't like either one. I thought the Grinch was garbage. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, the
It's
Grinch
not.
movie is not
Like
better.
some. Yeah, a lot of people said it's better. I,
No, it's
I
not.
give you that.
I mean, better
Better
than the
than
Cat in
Mike
the Hat.
than the Cat in the Hat. Yeah, better than the Cat in the Hat.
Oh, I'm just talking
And that's
about.
fine. I
I'm
can
just
give you
talking about
that.
Jim
But
Carrey's performance specifically.
Yeah, his perform. I mean, listen, Jim Carrey, yeah, is a
The
master at.
movie, yeah,
Yeah,
is not
he's.
great. It's not
I
good.
think way better than. I mean, Mike Myers has his talents, right? Because you got the whole
Oh,
Austin
you've got
Powers
Shrek,
and all
you've
that.
got Austin Powers, you've got
Those are
was it
characters
Wayne's
he
World?
created versus Wayne's World. But same thing. They're all like kind of SNL characters he created. Versus Jim Carrey is like you said, he's a method actor. He can become a character, and
Yeah,
he's done that. He's shown that. Like he doesn't have to. He's not like building off of a Fire Marshal Bill, for example. Like
right.
that's what I'm saying. Like he's not. Mike Myers is building off of his skits from SNL, which is fine, right? But to compare, yeah, definitely Jim Carrey is a superior actor in that respect, right? And in my
Yeah,
opinion, way funnier. I mean, hands down. I don't think there's are you can we can go back, you can argue movies or whatever, but Jim Carrey is hilarious.
yeah,
Like, period. He's just a funny dude. He's the Robin Williams of, the younger generation in my opinion. Like for me growing up, Robin Williams was hilarious. Like he was my Jim
hmm,
Carrey growing up, right, as a kid, right?
yeah,
And Jim Carrey, you know, yeah, he's definitely like if you wanted to compare him to a great comedian, like a great actor or someone who had range, it would be Robin Williams, right? Like
for sure.
seriously. So yeah, so him doing the Grinch was awesome. I mean, he definitely nailed it.
Yeah,
It was just so unneeded. Like we don't need this.
yeah. It was, it
you know,
was, it was dumb.
then they did a sequel, right?
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did a sequel to the Grinch movie.
No, no, they didn't. There's no
Yeah,
sequel to
they
the Grinch
did.
movie. They made another Grinch movie, but it's not a sequel.
Oh, it wasn't what was it then?
It was another reboot. It was another
What?
reboot.
No, 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 no. They did a second live
There's no
action movie.
second live action Grinch movie.
Are you sure? Okay, I'll have to find out because I thought
I,
they did a second live action.
trust me, I would have remembered another.
All right, I'm just saying. I think they did. Maybe it's in an alternate universe.
That would have been awful if they did that.
All right, I'm play the trailer.
How do you make a sequel to the Grinch? It doesn't matter. It
I
doesn't
don't know.
matter.
I'm telling you, I believe they did.
They
So
didn't.
I'll look it up.
Trust
But
me, they didn't. I think it was in development, but they
I
realized
think
it was
I think
stupid.
you're in denial.
Okay, whatever.
All right. I'll play it.
We just left Wakanda. We're
All right.
all right, let's see what this.
Getting the vibe that you probably shouldn't be opening this.
What makes you say that?
That. Do not open.
Come on, that's just a suggestion.
Stop. Stop it. No. Don't!
Welcome back to the Institute, the Institution of Imagination and Inspiration, LLC.
Hey, giraffe with a crab, pig in a wig, hi, bug in a mug, yak with a pack. Ron.
I heard the cat lost 3 giraffes on his last mission.
Popcorn!
Actually, it was 5.
Today is gonna be the best day ever! Go to the montage. Let's light it up.
Cat?
Cat. Cat in the Hat. You have gone too far. Did you say toot fart? I did not. I said too far. Toot fart? Too far. I heard toot fart again. Ugh! So, I'm just gonna leave some things here. Okay, bye.
And that's That was the trailer. And listen, I'm gonna be honest. Right here in the beginning, when he opens the box, that's the funniest. That's the funniest part of this. After that, it's garbage. I'm sorry, but it's just not funny. I have like I actually chuckled when I first saw this. I chuckled a bit. So I was like, okay, yeah, that feels like Dr. Seuss type of thing, right? That the humor, don't open it. He's open. It's like stop, don't do it, you know. But then beyond that, it's like whatever. Like there's no none of the jokes are funny. Like nothing, none of it, none of it. Like maybe a 5 or 6 year old or 8 year old will find it really funny, and maybe that's who it's for, I suppose. But
Maybe it's a Cat in the
beyond,
Hat movie.
yeah. So and two, like the visual is interesting. It's a bit confusing. It's like this weird transition between 2D and 3D, and like every like frame to frame. I'm not even talking about like one scene is 3D and the next scene is 2D. I mean, like literally from frame to frame, it feels like it's bouncing between 3D and 2D.
I mean,
It's very weird.
I guess. I mean, it all
Like,
looks like it's 3D animation.
no, it doesn't. See, look right here. Like it goes from like a 2D feel. See right here.
Well, yeah,
You
the
understand? It's the
the
lighting and everything. It's like see, right, see, it's like yeah, it's like
well, I
bouncing
think that's
between
the
flat
point because
and 3D. See
he's
right there with the
jumping.
guy.
Well, I know. I'm saying I think that's the point though because he's jumping from the I guess the Dr. Seuss world to the real world. So the lighting and like the cell shading is different in
I suppose,
you know what I mean?
but even in the real world and even in the fake world, it's the same. It bounces between the two. I don't know. It's kind of weird.
I mean, I
But
don't know what
and
you're
I'm not
referring
saying it
to.
like it's a bad thing, like
Nothing
it's
about
terrible. I'm just saying it's just interesting. It's like it's a weird kind of approach.
okay. I mean, I don't. I mean, I really can't see what you're referring to. I mean, it all looks like it's 3D animation. It's just different
No,
levels
that's
of
not.
cell shading.
I know that. That's the point I'm making. I'm not saying it's literally 2D. I'm saying they're going between a 2D flat shaded feel to a 3D volumetric feel.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's almost like it's from frame to frame, not necessarily seeing the scene, right? Like for example, like you said, if in the real world it's one thing, and in the fake world, in the fantasy world, it's another, right? It almost feels like it's blended from frame to frame, not between worlds, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
that's what I mean. Just looking at the animation in general, like here, yeah, it feels more tune shaded, but see, even here, like it's like this blend of both. That's what I'm talking about. Like there's some volumetric because you can see some fur on the guy's face, which is like, huh? Like that's all. That's it. But yeah, I'm not saying it like it's a terrible thing. I just mean it's something I'm noticing. Like, that's an interesting approach. It's kind of weird.
Hmm.
I don't like this part either. This stranger danger. Although it kind of makes sense, I suppose. But I wish they would just stick to the book. It doesn't look like they're going to stick to the book, obviously. So.
Right, but Dad, you say stick to the book. The book is like 10 pages. Like,
Yeah, and they
there's
still
only so much you can do.
okay. Wait a minute, and they still made a animated movie out of it, out of those 10 pages, right? So that's
I'm
all I'm
saying
saying.
we didn't need
I
another
grew up
Cat in the
watching
Hat
that
movie.
anime. I know that. That's the point. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna do it, just stick to the book. Like I don't think. Well, I don't know.
Right, but
Maybe
how
somebody's
long was
asking
the
for it.
original movie though? How long was the original
I don't
movie?
know, 15 minutes.
Exactly. It
So
wasn't a
what?
feature length movie.
I agree. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are we doing this? Maybe kids like it. I don't know. Maybe they do because I know there was a series on Netflix.
Or there was a bunch of
Um,
there was a series there was a Cat in the Hat series on PBS Kids.
yeah, so
There was a
it's like
remix and
if
Ham thing on Netflix. Is that what
yeah,
you're
that
talking
was the
about?
series on Netflix. All right, and the same thing. They took what is basically a 15-minute cartoon and turned it into a
Yeah,
season
I don't
of
know why they did
episodes.
that. I
Yeah,
don't.
that's what I mean. Like I'm like, what? Who's doing this? Versus just make something new, right? You can take the same character, Cat in the Hat, and just do new things with them. Like go beyond. I don't know, but it's like they're just rehashing. Then they're like, but what if we threw in modernity, right? Like nobody's nobody's asking that. Let's put some modern sensibilities, hip hop music and pop music and blah blah blah. So I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm just an old fart or something. And then this, it's like, where's thing two? It goes from thing one to thing three.
Well, that's the joke is that there's more than two things.
It's not
There's like
funny.
15 of them.
It's not funny at all.
It's a subversion of your expectations.
And then it looks like a minion, which I'm sure is on purpose.
Well, yeah.
It's like, my God, like, bro, can you be more predictable? They're gonna be merchandising gold. Everyone's gonna want a thing one and a thing three.
I mean, yeah, that's
It's
that's
like
the point.
those, just like those minions. Remember those minions? But they're not yellow.
I know, but that's kind of the point. I mean, you asked if it was directed at kids. I'm like, yeah, obviously. It's like
Yeah,
it's a Dr. Seuss
but
movie.
the thing one and thing two is sufficient.
But that doesn't really. I mean, it is, but that doesn't matter.
It does
That's not
matter.
gonna. Not to them, obviously.
Well, obviously, that's
The
the
people
point I'm
made this
making.
movie.
So, I don't know. I don't know. Tell us what you think. Do you like it? Do you expect it to be good? It doesn't look good to me outside of that first sequence, the first little gag. But I have gray hair, so
Well,
it's not made for me, obviously. But
I
yeah,
don't know.
I don't I
I don't
don't care
have any
for it.
strong feelings towards the movie. It doesn't look like something that I would probably enjoy. Not just because it's a kids
Well,
movie. It just doesn't look
yeah,
very.
it just doesn't look funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe maybe it is if you actually watch the movie. Maybe it's better. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not excited about it, but I was surprised to see that they are making it. I just feel like is this like? I guess my question is when you look around, like when you go outside and you go to stores or you go to the mall and or events, do you see kids or young people walking around with
With
a
Dr.
cat in the
Seuss
hat
stuff.
shirt? Yeah, you
Not
know what I
really.
mean? Like
No.
that's how you understand what I'm saying. Like, is it part of the Zit guys where it's
Most.
like, oh
No,
yeah,
not really.
like
Most
when
kids.
Lego was doing Lego stuff,
Mm,
right? Like all the Lego iterations, I would see kids with Lego stuff, like Lego backpacks and lunch pails and shirts. Like they were into it, right? Like so, it made sense that Lego was going hard with all these different iterations, and then eventually you got the Lego movies, right? And it kind of just it made sense. It's like yeah, like it's part of the Zit guys, right? Like kids are really into it. They love it.
well, that's the thing.
They
If the thing is with Legos is that they have such a strong brand presence. If you haven't played with the actual toys, you still probably know Legos because you play the Lego video games. Because there's plenty of
Right,
Lego
the
video
games,
games.
or you watch the shows, the series, right? Like
Yeah.
there was, and then it was like Ninjago and all this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. The
Yeah,
problem
so
with Dr. Seuss, the thing with is most kids nowadays, as someone who's actually worked for like schools and stuff like that, most kids don't know who Dr. Seuss is, or if they're most of the stuff you see kids talking about, or like the type of merchandise they have, they're either into like Spider-Man, they're into superheroes, but they're also into like in terms of modern stuff. You're gonna see them with, like Five Nights at Freddy's stuff, or Playtime
yeah, yeah,
Poppy,
yeah,
or Friday Night Funkin', stuff that looks cool, right? And that's the thing that a lot of I don't know, a lot of people gotta understand is that just like kids, especially if they're in like middle school and like anything past like third grade, and it's like kids like cool stuff, like stuff that makes them look cool and more mature than they actually are, right? That's why they
yeah.
like
I mean,
that's what
yeah,
because that's
that's
why kids like Friday Nights at Freddy's, even though it's a horror series with very dark lore, but it has something that kids are familiar with, which is animatronics, but it's also scary and creepy. But it's like, oh man, that's gritty and dark and and cool, right? Because it's the perception. Same thing with Friday Night Funkin', where it's like it's not dark or anything, but it's a rhythm game that's very much drenched in like hip hop culture because it's essentially a rap battle rhythm game, and all the characters look stylized, stuff like that. and they're
Right,
wearing
right.
shit. So it looks cool and edgy, and so kids gravitate towards it. Plus, the game itself
So
is fun
so
and
does
fast paced.
does this Cat in the Hat trailer look cool and edgy?
No, but they're obviously trying to make it look more like wacky, or they're trying to they're obviously trying to deviate from the family friendliness of Cat in the Hat. Hence why you have the weird scene where it's where he's getting assaulted with pepper spray, and the humor is very much like internet speak, like snarky internet
Yeah,
culture
yeah.
speak, which is
It's
something
it's
that
uh it's relevant, right? It's culturally relevant. It's today speak,
yeah
which nobody really asks for, right?
yeah yeah exactly
Like, and that's what I'm saying. It feels like a cash grab. It feels like they probably didn't put a whole lot of really real thought into it. It's kind of just it's like that emoji movie, right? That's how it felt watching that. Like,
right.
oh, it's an emoji movie, meaning we're gonna do current day tropes and catchphrases and language and play current day music, and the kids will love it, right?
And there's going to be
And
a giant ad for Candy Crush
yeah, I mean, and that's what I'm saying. It's
and
kind of
Just
like,
Dance.
yeah, like I said, after that first gag, it's and the voice of the cat is I can't think of his name.
I didn't recognize his voice.
You didn't? Isn't
No.
it the same guy that did Sonic?
I don't know. It didn't sound like Sonic. Listen, I don't associate the movie Sonic with. I guess I'm gonna sound like such a loser. I don't associate the movie Sonic's voice with the real Sonic's voice. I associate it with either Jason Griffith, that's his name, or the video game voice actors.
No, I understand. I'm just talking about the movies.
So I don't really. I know. I'm just saying. I don't really think about the voice actor. The like. I don't.
Yeah,
I'm
Ben
not
Schwartz,
attached to
but
the
no, it's
voice
not. It's
acting.
not Ben Schwartz, right?
No,
It kind of sounded like him, but
you think
I'm not
so?
sure if it is. Yeah, a little bit.
Or Roger Craig Smith or whatever. Yeah, Ben
That's his
Schwartz.
thing.
It wasn't
That's who
Ben.
it is.
For Sonic, yeah. For Sonic in the games, Sonic in the movies, it's Ben
It's Ben
Schwartz.
Schwartz. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it was Jaleel White, for
yeah,
the
in the
cartoon.
'90s.
I'm
Yeah,
just gonna say, just gonna put that out there.
yeah. We know that.
Give,
We know. We
give the
know.
man his flowers, right?
Yeah. Well,
I'm,
relax.
I'm just kidding. But a lot of people, there's people that didn't know that. They're like Jaleel White, really? I was like,
I
yeah,
feel like most Sonic fans already know that, but yeah,
yeah. I would imagine so.
yeah.
But
Also,
that
shout
is,
out to Devin Christian Mack, who's the current black actor for the new Sonic cartoon, the Sonic time travel show that was on Netflix. He did a pretty good job voicing Sonic in that show.
is that the one with Shadow?
Yeah,
Okay, okay,
yeah,
yeah,
he
that
was
was
really
good.
good.
Oh, it's Bill Hader. That's who's the voice in Doctor Seuss.
I don't know who Dr. Seuss or Cat in the Hat.
Sorry, yeah, Cat in the Hat.
Okay, I don't know who Ben Hader is.
You don't know who Bill Hader is?
Or Bill
Are
Hader,
you
whatever.
serious? Yo, I don't need. I gotta look it up because I don't know who he is. He
Yeah,
looks
you better
familiar.
stop being.
I think
Oh,
he's
this
been.
guy.
Yeah, it's that guy. But where's he been in? I don't know.
He was in Cloudy on Chance to Meet. You don't even know what he's been in, and you're trying to.
I was saying I don't know who he is. That's the
So
joke.
why are you asking me? Oh, okay. You didn't make
That's-
that apparent. Listen, you do this a lot, all right?
what?
Don't
No, I
come
said
at
he
me.
sounded like Bill Schwartz. I was
Oh,
wrong.
okay, yeah. He was.
And I looked it up and I said, "Oh, it's Bill Hader." I said, "Oh yeah," and I'm
He
like, "I
was
don't
in.
even know who that is."
He was in Saturday Night Live. That's where I recognize him from.
Okay,
And Trainwreck. Um,
don't even know what that is.
it's a
Trainwreck.
romantic comedy movie. I
Yeah,
don't
okay.
say
Sounds like
anything.
a strain, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'm looking at his photos here. He looks familiar. I've seen him around other movies or whatever. Fair enough.
Yeah. I mainly seen him in Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live sounds familiar now. Yeah. Okay. I mean, you know, okay, Bill Hader, yippee. Oh, he was in that show. Was he in that show? I can't think of it now. It's a TV show like prime time. I think he's like he plays a dad or something.
Uh, I don't. Dad, I don't watch TV like that
I
anymore.
know, yeah, I don't know. That's what I was saying. I'm talking about something I've seen in passing. So. But okay, Bill Hader, yippee, um, wonderful. You know, I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, you know, Bill Hader is the voice of the Cat in the Hat. Like, why do I care? I don't know. Why would it? I know kids aren't gonna care. It's not like he's a known kid-friendly star or something, right? I was he was in the Angry Birds, so maybe he was Leonard. So he was an angry. He voiced Angry Birds. So he's done some voice work. He was in Sausage Party, of course. I don't know if you've seen that. Oh my God, that's
Which
that
one?
movie. Sausage Party.
Yeah, I'm not watching that movie.
Yeah, it don't. It's not worth your time. I made the
Yeah.
mistake of watching it, and I've only ever watched it one time. So it's terrible. But okay, so he's done a lot of voice work. He was in Inside Out.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah, but I don't know. I didn't watch Inside Out, so I don't.
Inside Out's a good movie. I
Yeah,
haven't
I
seen
heard.
the
Yeah.
sequel, but the first movie is really good. It's actually very well done. I was pleasantly surprised at how good it was. It's probably one of Pixar's last actual solid movies, like good movie. That and what's the one with the little boy and his grandma
Oh,
in Mexico?
Poco
Poco.
or Coco.
Yeah, Coco. That's it,
There we
Coco.
go.
That was I don't know which one. I
I
think
feel
Inside
bad. I
Out came
forgot
out
that. That was a
first,
great movie.
but yeah, Coco is a beautiful movie from beginning to end. It's oh my god. If you don't tear up watching Coco, something you don't have a heart. Your heart is made of stone.
Oh yeah, I was
Like
crying by the
that
end of that movie.
that movie, especially the end when the grandma starts singing. Oh my god, that was the most beautiful scene. So yeah, I was pleasantly surprised because I didn't expect it to be good. I wasn't sure, you know. And I like Pixar. I like a lot of what they've done, you know. So, but I was like, yeah, they haven't had a lot of hits at the time. Like the Good Dinosaur wasn't that good, you know. Cars two was no Cars three. Yeah, Cars three was
But three was
meh.
okay.
Yeah, it was just meh. It wasn't, you know. You know what I mean? Like they at the time, you know, they weren't really like firing on all cylinders. Monsters U was same thing. It was kind of like, oh, okay, you know,
Well,
like it was the most.
I like Monsters
It
University.
is. It's entertaining. I'm not saying it's a bad. I'm just saying it wasn't Monsters Inc. Right? Monsters Inc. is a
Well,
great movie.
that's not true. I
That's
mean,
no, it
it
wasn't.
was.
It didn't even
I
do
mean,
as well, and they spent even
well, I
more
know it
money.
didn't do as well, but I think in terms of like the story wise, I thought it was actually really good. I thought it was really great, and it felt like a natural progression into the original movie. And you know, it had a pretty uh I think it had a pretty good message about, you know, how you know, in pursuing your dream job isn't like a straight and narrow path. It's not as simple as going to college and stuff like that. And yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was really fun. And
No, I'm not denying it. I'm just saying it still wasn't as good as the first movie. I mean, it wasn't. It's an okay movie.
I mean, I disagree. I thought it was pretty
Okay,
good.
I, it is pretty good. It's not as good as the first movie. I mean, you can agree with that, right? It's not
I
better than the
mean,
first movie.
yeah, but it's not. I don't know. It's not like it's not a bad. It's not like it's not bad. It's not a bad sequel or anything. I thought as far as the modern Disney sequels go, it's probably my favorite one.
As far as what?
As far as like modern Disney sequels go, it's probably my favorite one. I would say it's just as good. Like if I like I would watch it
Oh, as
as
good as the
much.
first one.
Yeah.
Nah, 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 son. But it's good. I liked it. I just didn't think it was as good as the first one. That's where I stand. So, but but yeah, but Coco, yeah. I mean,
You
what
know,
came
Coco's
after
a good.
Coco?
I
Um,
don't care.
oh, the one with the jazz guy.
Oh, Soul
Yeah,
was good.
Soul was good. Yeah, that was good. It wasn't as good as Coco, but it was good. It was solid. It was and it was heartfelt. Had that element. Um, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they've been kind of on a steady decline with their productions, right? So yeah. But anyway, moving on.
Hmm.
Um, there was one more. Oh, actually, two more. Did you? Actually, we can skip. I don't think it matters. It's kind of the same as Dr. Seuss. It's the
You want the
Smurfs
Smurfs?
trailer. Yeah, I'm like, it's kind of the same thing. They're just doing another cash grab.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, I don't
It's,
know. I don't know what you expect. I don't know why you would expect them to actually make a like. I don't know what you would expect out
you
of the
know, you know
Smurfs
why they're
movie.
doing the Smurfs? Because the Trolls movies did very good. That's why. Remember the
I mean,
Troll with Justin
yeah.
Timberlake? Those movies, and I haven't seen any of those movies. I just know they did well. They were successful.
I saw one of them.
They
It
made
was
money.
it was fun.
They made money in the box office, and they probably made a lot of money with merchandise. And essentially, Trolls is just Smurfs, but they're not blue. And so
Yeah.
somebody said, well, we can do that with the Smurfs. And that's why we keep getting these Smurfs movies. And apparently Rihanna is Smurfette. So what? I don't know why why anyone would care.
I know that's so random. Like
Yeah,
that's so.
I don't are little girls looking at Rihanna and little kid like, oh Rihanna, like if you said, like, for me, like looking back, I remember The Wiz, right, was made,
Yeah.
right? And they said Michael Jackson is playing the Scarecrow. Now, as a kid, I was like, that's awesome. Why? Because as a kid, we loved Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was awesome, right? We
Hmm.
listened to his music, we danced to his music, all that good stuff, right? And this is before like MTV, all that kind of stuff. This is
Right.
just Michael Jackson, the Jackson Five. We were just fans. My sisters were fans. All this stuff. One of my sisters, she was like the president of the Michael Jackson fan club, and she actually won a radio contest where she got to meet him and all. Hardcore. So saying Michael Jackson is the Scarecrow in The Wiz, yeah, right. Like we're excited. Like it was awesome.
Hmm.
Nowadays, I don't know. Is that the case with like Rihanna or other? Like
I
are
mean, I don't.
kids going, yeah, Rihanna? Like is she? I know she's like a billionaire. I know she's rich. And of course I mean, she can sing. She sings well. She has a beautiful voice, so she's talented for sure. I'm just saying, like, is it that kind of visceral reaction where it's like, oh wow, that's amazing, right? Like,
I mean,
because I don't see
I
it. I
couldn't
don't.
tell you, but I
Yeah, I
highly
don't know.
doubt it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not seeing that, and so that's kind of why I'm like, yeah, like so what? Because it's like Rihanna,
Yeah.
James Corden. Who's James Corden? I don't know. I think I know who that is, but
Oh, I think he's a British guy. That's all I know
yeah,
about
that's
him.
right.
That's all
Yeah,
I
I
know
think you're
about him.
right. Yeah, yeah. You'll come to find that like celebrities, I'm very limited in my, especially current day people. It's like
Yeah.
I don't keep up. I'm sorry, I don't. Hollywood to me, Hollywood is it's not the same like when I was younger, where celebrities were celebrities and stars, and like you cared about them being in a movie or having a part or whatever, right? Nowadays, I
I
don't.
get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, does that? I don't know. I don't think people care.
Well, I think
I don't.
well
I don't care. So,
well the problem
you
is that there was many degrees of separation between the uh the audience and the celebrity because the lives and the image of the celebrity was a lot more highly curated uh, way back
yeah,
when
yeah,
because a there wasn't any social media
that's right.
and b celebrities were very, especially back in like the golden age of Hollywood. Uh, di- Directors and producers were very animate at um, sort of telling actors what to say and what not to say, and how to act and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
it was very, even the real life appearances were very scripted and controlled, right?
yeah,
And
I mean
it
it's
wasn't necessarily obvious either. Like,
yeah.
you know,
I mean, you could
yeah,
argue it's still very scripted and controlled, but
it
it's a
is.
very the situation's a lot different nowadays. The
And
problem is
I think
that
it's also more obviously scripted. Like it's not
yeah,
as it's easier to see, see the strings, so to speak, with
right,
the
and a
puppet,
lot of
right?
that has to do with social media. The minute
Yeah,
that
yeah, you're right.
celebrities were able to like mingle with regular people is when most regular people were able to see just how messed up celebrities actually are. And so a lot of the mystique, because a lot of it, that's what it was the mystique of celebrities. A
Yeah,
lot of that
that's
began to
exactly right.
disappear.
Yeah, yep, yeah, you're right. Um, and yeah, it's just I'm at a place where if I saw a famous person on the street, I mean, I mean, I live in LA, and it's kind of like, so what? It has to be someone that I genuinely like and respect for me to go, oh wow, that's so and so, right? And
Yeah.
I haven't run into Bo Jackson ever, so he's probably one of the few celebrities that you know, uh, you know, you know what I mean, like that I
Yeah.
actually respect as a person. So I mean, who else? I don't know. Maybe. No, I mean, I've seen Denzel Washington in person. Said hi to him because we
Okay.
attended the same church. Courtney Vance, Angela Bassett, like, and they're nice people. They're pleasant, but I'm not like awestruck. Oh my god, like it's
You
kind
know, a lot of people would kill to say that they said hi to Angela Bassett.
of well, they're strange people.
I mean, they
I
are.
mean, look, Angela
I'm just letting
Bassett,
you know.
she's nice. She's a beautiful woman, and she is very nice.
Yeah.
But just she's yeah, I don't know. They're just like regular people, obviously. So, but I'm not like, oh my god, like I've never been that way. I've met the Lakers. I met like Magic Johnson, AC Green.
Yeah, I said hi to Magic Johnson because
Yeah,
he
so
goes to the church. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. He goes, but I met him when I was in college. I met him because the Lakers
Oh,
used to
really?
go up to
Okay, cool.
LMU and
Yeah.
practice in the gym. So I met him up there and watched
Oh,
him play.
nice.
Yeah,
That's cool.
so
Yeah.
very nice man, tall, incredibly tall. I didn't realize
Well,
he was
yeah,
like
yeah.
at least to me, I'm not exactly tall, so but like so I've met famous people over the years, and it's never been like, oh my god, like I've always been, oh hey, it's that guy from that show, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
But if I met someone, like I said, that I'm like genuinely respect, it'd be a little different. Yeah, I'll probably be a little taken aback, but yeah, so I don't think like when I was a kid, I was there, like because it's different when you're a kid. You're just excited. But as I got older, it was kind of like, oh yeah, they're just people. What's
Hmm.
the? I don't know where this is from. But it's like everybody poops, right? That kind of takes everybody down to the same level. Like, oh, they're just people, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
but yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm not, Smurfs, you know, grab your cash, I guess, do what you gotta do. But uh, I wish they would put some heart behind the stuff. That seemed to be the case. It used to be, but maybe it's never really been that way. I don't know. Maybe it just appeared that way, and now, like you said, with social media, you kind of see the strings now. You see behind the scenes, and you're like, oh, it's not that flashy. Because a lot of people, you look back, Disney has always put out, you know, back in the day, right? They put out wonderful work, like beautiful, But there was a time when it kind of went away, and they had a period of time where they weren't producing solid stuff. Like,
I think the main problem is not just I guess to narrow it down. I think the big problem is more so when it comes to like kids movies or kids movies meant for kids. I mean, I think back to Toy Story, right? And I think about how Toy Story was this movie that was it was self-contained in its own world. It had a great message. It had fun characters, and I didn't. It didn't. It looked and felt like the real world, but it felt there was something magical about it because toys came to life. But so it did. It took me out of the real world, and that's what I think. What happened is over the years, and this sort of happened as well during the 80s and 90s with certain IPs, where some people's idea of making a kids movie is filling it with modern music and pop culture reference, and
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
the fault of that is Shrek, because Shrek. And
Well,
here's the
no,
thing. No,
it's
well,
not.
hear me out. Hear me
It's
out.
not
Listen.
Shrek's fault. I
I
don't
mean,
put it
it
on.
is fault, and it's
Shrek
not. It's
doesn't
not.
deserve that kind of heat, man.
Listen, it's
He
not
doesn't
that the
deserve.
fact Shrek is a bad movie, but Shrek is what popularized using pop music and rock pop music in
Fair,
like a
fair
kids
enough.
movie.
I mean,
And then
because
but
it
the
was
people, the
unprecedented
problem
at
is,
the time.
well,
Sure.
listen, hear me out. It's not like I'm not mad at Shrek
Don't
for
be
it. The
dissing
thing is
Shrek.
that, listen, calm down. Shrek's one of my favorite movies. It's one of the best movies of all time. That's not the issue. The thing is that the way that Shrek used the pop music in the movie complemented the story in a
Yes.
way that it helped tell the story. But the problem is that a lot of studios learned the wrong lesson from watching
As
Shrek,
usual. Yeah. As
right?
usual.
And they saw, hey, here's a kids movie that had a lot of modern pop music in it. Let's start putting that, and had, funny dance numbers. Let's start putting that in our movies just for the sake of it. You know, like they
Right.
were like in the music numbers and the pop music didn't really, didn't have anything to do with the plot or the story in any way. It was just putting in pop music for the sake of for the sake of it, right? That's
Yeah.
why you
You're right.
have stuff like, that's why when you're watching a Sonic movie like Sonic 2 and they get to the scene in the mountains and they're having a dance battle of Uptown Funk, and it just feels weird and stupid. That's
Wait,
why
no,
it's
that was
there.
perfectly authentic. You didn't.
Anyways, so what happens is that everybody and their mothers started doing that in these kids movies, and so now most kids movies don't really feel unique anymore. They just feel it all starts
Well,
to
they're
blend in.
formulaic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. You're not really telling a story.
Yeah.
You're checking a box, and it's funny because yeah, and it's gotten even worse now because there's more boxes that get checked, right? And that's a whole other conversation. But yeah, it becomes just checking a box where it's like cue theme music, cue pop music, cue current day reference, et
Yeah.
cetera, et cetera. And it's like yeah, it's just gets tired because it's like that's not what people want, young and old. Like we want to be moved by. I mean, there's a reason why Star Wars is Star Wars, right? And I'm talking about the original George Lucas
Yeah.
movies because they did something that movies prior to that didn't do, right? Close Encounters, same thing, right? They were like, even though it's a sci-fi movie, it's very magical about it because it ties itself into sound and music and melody, right? E.T., same thing. It was once again science fiction, but it had this very mystical, magical element. Why? Because a boy and this alien connected, and they had this deep connection with each other, and
Right.
they had this friendship, and and they fly like it's basically Peter Pan, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like as a kid watching that, it was like okay, the police are there, the cars, and like there's no way they're getting away, and you're hoping they can figure out something, and then they just take off flying, and you're like,
Right.
"Yo, this is crazy!" Like
Yeah.
that was a kid, that was amazing. That blew our minds, right? Like, and it's like because it was unexpected, it was something you hadn't seen before, right?
Right.
Outside of Peter Pan, right? Watching
Hmm.
the Peter Pan cartoon. So yeah, it's like there's a lack of authenticity, and the ones that pull it off well, like Goonies, that's another one. Goonies, the same thing. Watching Goonies, I felt like okay, this has that ET feel to it, right? ET
Yeah.
meets the Sandlot, right? And I was waiting for something magical to happen. Like literally, you're watching that movie, waiting to see, and nothing magical happens in the
Well,
movie.
they find a pirate ship.
They right, but none of that's magical. It feels magical though. It definitely
Yeah.
feels like it, but it isn't. Right? Nothing like extraordinary in the sense of like flying or something. Right? Nothing that really happens. But man, it gives you that feeling, right?
Yeah.
And the camaraderie with the friends and everything. That's all done so well. And the best part, of course, the slaw guy sliding down the,
Yeah, Sloth. Yeah.
like Errol Flynn, and saying, "Hey, you guys," current day reference, right?
It is?
It's well, it was at times Nickelodeon. Hey, you guys, like that was a thing. Oh no, that was it? It was Hey Arnold. No, it was from a TV show. It was like, Hey, you guys. That's how it started off. That's what that was from.
See, I didn't know that.
I know, see, but it's become iconic, right, on of itself. So
Yeah.
it's like it's nothing inherently wrong with it. It's just that it takes some intelligent application, right? Like
Yeah. Also, that's another thing is that that type of thing was, I mean, relatively speaking, was used pretty sparingly in movies.
right?
Like it wasn't
Exactly.
littered with pop culture.
And that's my
references.
point. It's not. It wasn't a device unto itself that you just drop in,
Yeah.
in every scene to make the scene work or to fill the time. It was like,
Yeah.
oh, that would be so fun and it's a payoff because they set it up early in the movie where he's watching TV all day. Like they have him literally locked in the basement watching
Right,
cartoons
exactly.
and TV shows. So it made perfect sense that he's speaking in terms of cliches and quotes from TV shows, right? It makes you understand, like that's the payoff, right? It's like because remember in the scene, Chunk, kind of talks about Superman and all this kind of right.
Yeah.
And so he decides he's Superman. Right? It's a
Yeah.
beautiful, it's a beautiful sentiment. And it's like that's kind of, that's kind of the point of it. It's not about, oh, it's got to be current day and relevant. It's like, no. Like you watch Goonies, you can watch it now and it's just as relevant as it was when it first aired. Because there's nothing in it that's specifically, pointing to a time period per se, right? It's you might say it's dated relative to now, of course, but you can still watch that movie and enjoy the hell out of it without it
Absolutely.
being current day, and understand all the jokes and the gags, and and just enjoy it for what it
Yeah.
is. And
'Cause
that's
at the end of
that's
the
the
day,
video.
it was a movie about normal kids going on an adventure.
Right, exactly. The normal everyday humdrum life gets interrupted by this big adventure, this goal to save their town. Right? How do we do it? Well, we got to find this buried treasure, and it's the most ridiculous thing. And then finally, they literally find buried treasure. Like that's the magical part of it all, right? And yeah, it's a great movie. It's well done. Be nice to get more of that. That type of wonder and adventure and things that just that surprise you, right? Because that's the thing. It's you watch that movie and it surprises you because you don't know what to expect. You don't know where it's going, and then when it gets there, you're like, man, it really took me for a ride.
Yeah.
Like that was so satisfying, and that's the best kind of movies and the best kind of stories to engage in is when you don't even know what's coming. And nowadays a lot of things are so kind of like you said, formulaic and predictable and current day and all this kind of stuff. It's like it's very very few really pull that off where you
Yeah.
look back and you're like, man, I'm glad I watched that. Like that was, and that's what I was saying about Coco. The same thing. Like I didn't know what to expect going in, and then at the end, I'm just like, wow, like that hit me hard.
But
I
that's a
wasn't
good
expecting.
feeling when you don't know
It
what to
is.
expect.
It's a great feeling, and it's the reason why people come back and continue to engage in entertainments because they're seeking that, that fix, right? Like they want to have it again. Saying just like you played a video game and like the first time I beat Super Mario Brothers, that was so sad. It took me. I was up till like 1 o'clock in the morning, and hiding from my mom. Like making sure she didn't I didn't wake anybody up. And I learned the code to get like 100 men, all that kind of stuff. And I kept trying over and over and over, and I finally did it. I finally beat the game, and it's incredibly satisfying. Like I didn't even go to sleep. I was so tired the next day when I went to school, and I'm telling people, "Oh, I beat it. Yeah, I beat it." It's like, and you want that more. You want it over and over again. That's why video games are what they are today. That's why it's a billion-dollar industry because people want that fix, that feeling of victory, that feeling of satisfaction. That man, I played this game. It felt great to conquer it. To master it. It's a human desire.
Mm-hmm.
And when movies and stories fail to do that, man, I mean, I honestly believe when it's done, especially in the last 20 years or so, where it's been done seemingly on purpose, like because they're supplanting good storytelling with ideology and, all these things, political nonsense. It's to me, it's damaging, right? It's demoralizing. I think it hurts people to tell bad stories. Not in, and I mean intentionally bad. I don't mean like, you try to tell a story and it just didn't land, try again, right? That's fine.
Yeah,
People are forgiven. But I mean, when you start to sense that, there's a lack of good intentions behind what's being pushed to you,
yeah,
like the Smurfs, and the Cat in the Hat, where it's like cash grab, just on that level alone, let alone, all the other political nonsense that gets injected, right? It's like, it's frustrating and it's demoralizing. And like I said, I think it does damage to people. I really do. And
hmm
it's unfortunate that it even happens, but yeah, I digress. I wanted to do one more, um, which is, what do you call it? The Wedding of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Apparently, it's an animated short from Marvel Entertainment. No doubt to promote,
the movie.
yeah, the Fantastic Four movie. I think, is it out this weekend?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's out. Um, but yeah, it looks kind of interesting. Yeah, let's give it a watch. You see it? Or did I share it yet? No, I didn't. Sorry. Oops. There we go.
Holy matrimony, what a mess! Welcome, TVA recruits. On July 1st, 1965, in the original timeline, Marvel Comics published Fantastic Four Annual Number 3, a landmark issue that featured the wedding of Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Everyone's buzzing round setting up the wedding of the century. Even the Watcher, a powerful cosmic entity, couldn't resist peeking in from afar. But old Dr. Doom's feeling sour after getting foiled by the Fantastic Four too many times. Now, he wants to crash the party using a fancy gadget called an emotion charger, stirring up hatred in every villain he can wrangle. Under Doom's mind control, they're ready to bust in and ruin Reed and Sue's big day. The Watcher swoops in just in time to save the day, whisking Reed away to his outer space lab, where he's got a shiny new gizmo that'll guard the wedding and keep those pesky attacks at bay. With the villains out of the picture, Reed and Sue finally get to say, I do. Despite all that earlier hullabaloo, the wedding turns into a downright joyful celebration, sealing the deal for Marvel's first family. Thanks for tuning in, recruits. For all time, always.
That was pretty cool. I could have did it without the weird narration though. Although I may just not get the reference to TVA. I wonder if that's
Yeah,
going to be in the
it's
movie.
the wasn't it the time something? I'm sure somebody knows in the comments. It's like the Time Bureau or something like that.
Oh,
The
okay,
people that
okay.
were featured in the Loki series, right?
Oh, that show I didn't watch.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. I believe that's what it's in reference to.
Oh, okay, okay.
And I
I
think they
know
had
that.
a cameo in the Wolverine, the last movie, Wolverine and Deadpool. I think
Mm-hmm.
there's a TVA appearance. So I
Ah,
believe they're
okay.
like the time. I forgot the actual acronym, like what it stands for, but yeah, it
Yeah.
has to do with them. Monitoring timelines and making sure time isn't messed up or whatever. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, so it's fine. It's relevant. It's from the comics and all that.
Well, I think cuz I remember I know what issue that it's referencing. It would have been nice. The main reason why I kind of wish they would have just played it straight, and it would have just been a short without the weird like I
Clock
guess
person.
yeah, is because well, hey, I think the animation looks really good. I
Yeah, it
really like
does.
the
I was
art
gonna say
style,
that it looks really cool. Yeah.
and it would have been nice if they just had a short where we got to see all the villains have quick little fights with all the heroes.
Yeah,
Right?
that
I
would
feel
have been
like
nice. Yeah.
that would have been time well spent in like the 2 minutes that we're in, because we see a bunch of cameos. Thor, we see Spider-Man, and it would have been cool to just see quick
Yeah.
fights in them.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, it looks cool. I find it interesting that they use the classic Reed Richards design.
They did, and Electro was there, and he had the classic
Yeah,
movie comic books, So yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. I wish they would do more of this. Like actually do an animated series, right? Like actually
mm,
tell us stories in this format because it's fun and exciting, and you get to see your favorite characters presented as you remember them from the comics and everything, or even the classic TV shows.
yeah.
Um, I don't know. It's like there's an aversion to doing what's good, and they'll do it in little bits and
Well,
pieces
they
like
had
this.
there's an
You know,
Avengers cartoon series that was really
I know
good.
that precedes a lot of this though. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, they at least
What do
have
you mean?
got the Avengers cartoon series
Yeah.
that precedes a lot of current stuff. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, well, I mean, yeah, that's true.
It's you understand, like that's when they were doing it right. Yeah, unless I'm mistaken, you're talking about a more recent show. I
I
know
mean, I
that X
guess
Men
it's
'97
recent
came
from my
out,
perspective, but
so well, no, on the Disney Channel, yeah, they've had the Avengers, they've had Spider Man, all that stuff, and it's generally it's been really good.
yeah,
So that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, why don't they do more of that and throw some money behind it, beef it up, give us bigger stories, put release to theaters, right? So I don't know. That's all I'm saying. It's kind of this mixed bag, right? So some good, some bad. Unfortunately, more bad than good, seemingly, right? So, but yeah, I just wanted to show that because I thought, oh, that's actually kind of cool, and it kind of educates you on the comic history of Reed Richards, and
yeah.
especially if you're not familiar, if you're a normie or
Yeah,
you're
that
just
is
not as
cool. Yeah,
familiar. That is a good idea. They should do more of that. I don't know if there's others that they've done. Maybe there are, but this is the only one I've seen so far. And obviously, it centers on the movie coming out, which, ironically, the movie itself doesn't really seem relative to this. Uh,
no,
like
it doesn't.
they changed so much of it. Like at least in how it's being presented, right? Even the way it's been cast, it's kind of like Pedro Pascal. Look, he's a good actor. I'm not going to take, but Reed Richards, no, I don't see it. Um, so it's kind of annoying, you know. Like at least shave the mustache, dye the hair, but whatever. It's like I don't know, man. So it is what it is. But
Well, we'll see.
yeah, but then they show us this classic stuff, and everybody looks classic, and it's like, yeah, why can't you do that in live action? So I don't know. It's or just give us more animation. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
so. But yeah, I just wanted to show
Also,
that. I
it's
liked it.
supposed
It
to
was
release
nice.
in July 25th, apparently.
Um. Oh, really? That
Yeah.
late?
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like. So what's up with the holiday? What's out this weekend then? Are there any big movies out right now? Because Superman is next weekend,
Don't
right?
know. I'm not sure. Let me see.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not sure if there's a.
Oh, I think my keyboard died. Oh, there we go.
Oh, Santa's already been out though. Um, the old guard too. That's on Netflix. There's a Happy Gilmore too. I mean, I heard about Heads of State. Okay. But all that's streaming now. Nothing in theaters.
Guess not.
That's weird. Fourth of July it used to be the weekend. Go see like something awesome.
Well, you know what you could watch for Fourth of July weekend? Independence Day.
Oh, I did that. I watched it yesterday with your brother. It was great. It was nice to rewatch it and harken back to a better time when movies were made to entertain you. Right?
Yeah.
If you want to be entertained, watch that movie. It's awesome. If even if you don't like Will Smith now, you know, watch him in his heyday when he was actually a respectable actor. So, um, and Tyra Banks in it is in it. She was gorgeous. So, you
Yeah.
know, but yeah, that's weird. Okay, but speaking of Superman, it's interesting. I caught this on X, where I mean it's coming from DC Superman news, but general reactions seems to be mostly positive. Right, early reactions to the movie: well paced, vibrant, must see. Fight scenes are fast, dynamic, unique. Okay, that's kind of a weird. Like fight scenes are fast, dynamic. Okay, well integrated score. Not much fighting, which is kind of odd for a superhero movie. But there is a sequence, whatever that means, a sequence. Barely anything substantial plot wise was shown in the trailers. Okay, but then apparently this, I don't know if it was leaked or or I don't know, intentional or just an early review, but not very good. It's generally negative, superficial and silly,
Hmm.
terrible, overstuffed. So,
Well, I
and
mean,
look,
this
this is
is
just
audience
one
reactions
review.
versus official
Yeah,
reviews, right?
right, exactly, and I think the audience reactions were mostly to the scenes and clips that were released. I don't. Yeah, it's the first 30 minutes, so it's not even like a good portion of the movie.
Oh.
So yeah. Now, like I said, this is just one review, um, but it's not positive. I kind of still want to wait and see myself for myself, you know, because I think, I don't know who made this comment, but someone pointed out this movie is probably more likely than not it's just going to divide a lot of fans. Not necessarily like in some terrible, awful, but in the sense of like you're either going to love it and or you're going to just not like it. You're just going to be like, oh, I don't like it, I hate it, right?
Hmm.
There won't be like, well, it was okay, but it's going to be more like this was awesome or nah, man, this is garbage, right? So, and I think, especially seeing this review, um, yeah, I think that may be true. And I think, in my opinion, I think mostly reviewers, right, actual critics, are going to hate the movie. They're just going to give it a negative review, and I think the audience is going to love the movie mostly, and it's
Yeah.
going to have a great review. You're going to look at Rotten Tomatoes, you're going to see like 60% for critics and like 85-90% audience score. I think it's going to be something like that. And to me, if it's like that, that's going to be great because all that, in my opinion, all that actually ever matters is if the audience likes it. Critics
Hmm.
are great for if you just want to get like a gist of a movie, like watch a critic and get their opinion because you respect their opinion. That's fine. I do that a lot. Um, but at the end of the day, I could care less. It's not going to make me not watch a movie if a critic says they don't like it.
Yeah.
Like if I see a movie, I see a trailer and it interests me, even if all the critics say this is garbage, if it appeals to me, right, I'm gonna go see it. Period. I'm just gonna go see it.
Right.
So that's just the way I am, and I think that's how most people are. They're just gonna go see it because it looks interesting to them. And I think there's enough that's been shown insofar as the trailers, especially to make someone go, "Yeah, I want to check that out." Right? I don't think the clips that they've been releasing has helped at all, um, or at least they've helped very little. You know, um,
Yeah.
and I think mainly because they're I don't know how to explain it, but I think being because they're out of context for one, so that doesn't help. And then like, was it you? I was talking about the one where he busts in Lex Luthor's office, right? And you're
Yeah, we
saying
watched that clip.
it's too much reveal of the plot of a plot point, right? That
Yeah.
Crypto's missing. And I was like, I was okay, but it's like that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like where it's too it does feel like it's too much because they've released so many clips, right? And I mean, I started to question like, how long is this movie that they have all these clips they can release, you know, and not
Yeah.
give away the movie, right? So, so it's kind of like, yeah, I don't think that's helped, but I do think the trailers have helped. The trailer because they've gotten progressively better and better and more interesting.
Yeah,
So
I find
that's
it
on
weird
that
that
front they've done well.
in one line they say, I do find it sketchy that in the Twitter post you shared, in literally in one line it says fight scenes were fast and dynamic, but then literally two lines later it says there's not much fighting.
Yeah, here, yeah, no flight scenes, not fight, flight.
Is that flight? Oh,
Yeah,
flight. I was
flight.
thinking,
Yeah,
okay.
flight. Which that's why I thought that was weird. I'm like, flight scenes are fast and dynamic and unique, and it's kind of like, okay, like I don't know. I just feel like that's a weird flex. Hey, our flight scenes are,
Well, I mean,
you know,
Superman
like
flies,
it's Superman.
so
Yeah,
I get it.
you know. So now this is good. Score is well integrated. I like that, and I like the idea of well paced, vibrant, must see in IMAX. That's a good right. Then this, but it's the first 30 minutes. So you're probably not going to see a lot of fighting in the first 30 minutes,
Hmm.
right? Because you got to set up a lot of things, the world, the characters, right? So that's going to set up the first act. And then maybe by the second and third act, or even the end of the first act, right? And forward, you're going to see more action, right? Not necessarily, it doesn't have to be fighting, but action, right? Like saving people, stopping this, moving that, that kind of stuff. And yeah, maybe beating up a bad guy, right? And we already know there is a fight scene. We've seen it in the trailer, right?
Right.
But yeah, so we'll see. But but yeah, I mean, not much fighting. It's like okay, probably should have left that out. It's like saying there's a sequence. Like, what does that mean? There's a sequence,
There's
a
one
fighting
fight sequence.
sequence.
Yeah.
I guess. Okay. Okay.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
still a
it's
weird way to phrase it, but
it
yeah.
is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's kind of like okay, whatever. But yeah, generally positive though, right? So, but then we get this review and it's like, oh, but it's just one review. So, you know, and I don't think it's a. I don't know who Josh Wilding is if he's somebody big in the reviewer space. So, like I said, reviewers, I don't give a whole lot of weight myself when it comes to movies, especially if it's something I just know I like and I want to see. You're not going to convince me to not see it. So if I've already made up my mind, yeah, it's a done deal. So and I'll decide for myself. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of strange all this. I don't know, like sort of pre hype, pre criticism, pre when the movie's it's not even out yet. So
Yeah.
it's a lot, but it's like you mentioned before. It's social media kind of lends itself to this. Like it's a consequence of that, right? That information is so readily available so quickly and easily to so many people.
I mean, that's why most people stay off of social media to avoid spoilers because
Yeah, that's exactly right. And that's the thing. I'm not a person that's you can't spoil a movie for me. Like I said, I'm gonna watch it for myself. You can tell me beat for beat the entire movie, and I've had friends and family do this,
you
and
do it.
I'll still go. Yeah, I do it, and I'll still go watch it like it's brand new. Like I don't have a problem with it.
That's not a compliment,
So,
Dad. Stop doing that.
well, you just got to tell me, hey, don't tell me so much, because I'm gonna tell you.
Oh my gosh.
Period. That's why, like when I do a review, I don't do spoiler free. I tell you, you're gonna be spoiled. If I'm gonna review something, I'm not holding back. I'm gonna tell you everything. So, because I don't like spoiler free reviews. That makes no sense to me. Review the dang movie. Like, just tell the movie. Like, tell you what you thought. So I don't know all this like because to me, if you're waiting for a critic to give you their critique of a movie before you go see it, why? What's the fun of going to the movies? Like to me, movie reviews are just to get their opinions that maybe there's insight that you may not have thought of or even realized.
Yeah.
That's the beauty for me, But like whether or not I'm gonna go see a movie, that's not gonna stop me from going to see a movie that I like, that I just want to see, that I'm interested in. So now, if it's something where it's like a gamble, sure, that can make a difference. Like something that's brand new, seemingly untested type of film, and you're like, I don't know, should I waste the money on it? Waste the time or wait for it to come on streaming? Yeah, a critic review can make a difference, right? So,
Yeah.
it depends on the person, but for me, yeah, it doesn't stop me, but it is what it is. But I don't know. I say give it a shot. It's Superman. It'd be nice to get another Superman movie, and hopefully more after this. I hope it's good. I hope it's fun. I hope it's a good story. Um, I hope it surprises me, right? Like in a good way, where my expectations are kind of just mid, and then I go in and I'm like, wow, that was better than I expected. That would be a great feeling. So
We'll see.
So that's what I'm hoping for. So, but yeah, that's all I have for today. What about you?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, thanks guys for hanging out with us. Thanks for chatting. We appreciate you. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you have another super galactic Saturday. And check out our site, supergalacticfantastic.com. Join our email list and get a free 12-page digital comic. And at the end of that, you'll be able to tell us, how you felt about it, if you liked it. Give us that feedback. We appreciate it. And we have a campaign coming up soon, the next few months. We're shooting for September, the launch. We're going to launch issue 1 campaign for Alphatron Origins. And we'll love and appreciate your support for that. So please go to our site, join our email list, and and stay updated, stay up to date. And we'll be announcing the launch of our new campaign, and we hope that you'll come alongside us and help us do this and make it happen. So, but yeah, that's all we
And
have for today. Oh, go
if
ahead.
you're gonna be at if you're in LA, then stop by and say hello at Anime Expo. I'm gonna be there all weekend, today and Sunday, and so say hello, come hang out. Um, let's talk about comics. I'm probably gonna be in the Retro Gaming Center, so let's play some games and just hang
How
out.
are they gonna find you? You gonna have a super galactic shirt on?
Probably, or just look for the big dude in the Raiders jacket. I'm gonna be the only person in the Raiders
Yeah, he
jacket.
probably will be in Southern California in the middle of summer. This guy never gets hot. I don't know. He's weird. So
Just built
yeah,
different.
walk up to him and shake his hand and tell him to take that jacket off. It's too hot.
But yeah, other than that, we'll see you around.
See you around. Thank you guys.